Picture this with me. You're wearing a spacesuit, standing in a spacecraft above the largest planet in the entire solar system, Jupiter. Suddenly, the hatch opens and you jump. And here's the question that will change how you think about this planet forever. You are not going to land on anything. Jupiter, a planet so massive that 1,300 Earths could fit inside it, has no surface at all. No ground to stand on, no rocks, not even a single point you could call the bottom. So, if that's true, how far would you fall? And what would happen to your body along the way? Stay with me until the end, because the answer is stranger than you can imagine.
Before we drop in, there's something important you need to know. Jupiter isn't like Earth or Mars. It's a gas giant made mostly of hydrogen and helium, almost the same ingredients that make up the Sun itself. If Jupiter were about 80 times more massive than it is now, it could have become a star instead of a planet. So when you fall in, you're not falling toward ground, you're falling into a massive ocean of gas, thousands of kilometers deep. Let's go down step by step. The moment you enter the atmosphere, you're surrounded by clouds of frozen ammonia, the very thing that gives Jupiter its famous colorful bands. The temperature here is brutally cold, dropping to around -145 degrees Celsius, -230 degrees Fahrenheit. But the cold isn't the real problem. Jupiter has the most violent storms in the entire solar system. There's a storm called the Great Red Spot, a storm larger than Earth itself that has been raging for hundreds of years. Wind speeds inside Jupiter can exceed 600 kilometers per hour, about 370 miles per hour. So in plain terms, you've just entered the most extreme storm you've ever imagined, and this is only the first few kilometers of the journey. As you keep falling, things get far more dangerous. The deeper you go into Jupiter, the more the pressure builds, because the weight of all that gas above you is pressing down. At a certain depth, the pressure becomes thousands of times greater than the air pressure we experience on Earth. And here's where something strange happens. Hydrogen, which we know as a light gas, starts to change form. Under this enormous pressure, hydrogen turns into a liquid state, as if you were now swimming through an ocean of liquid hydrogen instead of air. Any ordinary spacesuit or even the strongest submarine ever built by humans would be crushed instantly, because nothing built for a human body was designed to survive pressure like this. And now we reach the strangest part of the entire journey. If we imagine, hypothetically, that your body or spacecraft could somehow keep descending, you'd reach a region scientists call metallic hydrogen. What does that mean? The pressure becomes so extreme that hydrogen, which isn't normally a metal, starts behaving like one, conducting electricity. Scientists believe this layer is responsible for Jupiter's incredibly powerful magnetic field, the strongest of any planet in the solar system. The temperature here isn't cold anymore like it was at the start. It has climbed to thousands of degrees Celsius, hotter than the surface of the Sun in some regions. In other words, on a single trip down, you'd pass from bitter cold to heat greater than the Sun's surface, from gas to liquid to metal, and you still wouldn't have reached anything resembling ground.
Now for the question everyone's been waiting for. Where does the fall actually end? The truth? Scientists still aren't 100% sure. One theory says Jupiter has a solid rocky core at its center, possibly several times larger than Earth, but buried under layers of liquid metallic hydrogen. More recent research, including data from NASA's Juno spacecraft, suggests this core might not be fully solid at all. It could be fuzzy, partially dissolved and blended into the surrounding layers, without a clean, defined boundary like we once imagined. In other words, even if your body could somehow survive long enough to keep falling, which is scientifically impossible, you wouldn't find solid ground to land on. You'd be torn apart and absorbed by the pressure and heat long before reaching anything like a bottom. The same basic idea applies to the other planets that have no surface at all. Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are all gas or ice giants, and you'd face a similar fate on each of them. No surface to stand on, though the details differ. Uranus and Neptune, for example, have layers of water ice and ammonia instead of Jupiter's metallic hydrogen. So, without exaggeration, 4 out of the 8 planets in our solar system have no surface a person could ever stand on. So here's what we've learned. The word planet doesn't always mean there's ground beneath your feet. Jupiter is an entire world made of gas, pressure, and heat, and scientists themselves still don't have all the answers about what's really happening inside it. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and leave a comment. Should I make a video like this about falling into the sun itself? Subscribe to the channel so you're the first to know when new videos about the universe's secrets drop. See you in the next one.